The Cory Story, subtitle A Boy and His Hero Rover. Cory lives in a big house with his mother, father, brother, and two sisters. He also has a dog named Rover, who is his best friend. Cory is 6 years old and goes to school but finds it hard to make friends. He looks forward to coming home to Rover every day. Sometimes Cory tries to take Rover to school with him, but his parents always explain that the teacher wouldn't allow it. Rover is not just a happy and friendly dog. He's also the town's hero. Whenever there's trouble, Rover is there to save lives. Cory thinks it would be thrilling to go out on rescue missions with Rover, but Rover tells him it's too dangerous. This upsets Cory and he starts to cry. Rover feels sad too, but he has lives to save, so he leaves in a hurry. Cory feels lonely because he has no one else to play with, so he runs to his mother and hugs her, a tear rolling down his cheek. "Mom," he cries. "What's the matter, Cory?" she asks. Cory tells her that he doesn't like Rover anymore and wishes he had another dog who wasn't a hero, so they could play together all the time. Cory believes Rover doesn't like him anymore, which is why he's never around. His mother tries to explain that this isn't true, but Cory is too upset to listen. After calming down, Cory remembers the fun times they had at the park and how much he enjoyed playing and staying up late with Rover, which makes him smile a little. That night, when Rover comes home, Cory is already in bed but still awake. Rover calls his name but gets no response. Tired and unsure of what to say, Rover gently licks Cory's cheek, says goodnight, and goes to bed. The next morning, Cory doesn't speak to Rover. He gets up, dresses, has breakfast, and goes to school. At school, the teacher notices that Cory isn't himself and tries to find out what's wrong, but Cory insists he's okay. When his mom picks him up that afternoon, he doesn't have much to say to her either. His mother knows why he's upset, but isn't sure how to help, so they drive home in silence. After dinner, Cory looks out the window and sees kids playing in the park. He asks his parents if he can go out and play with them. His parents agree, and his father takes him. Cory is excited because his dad is usually too busy to take him to the park. The park is right across from their house, so they arrive quickly. Cory eagerly runs to a little boy playing alone and asks if he can join. The boy happily agrees, and they play together, having a great time in the sand and on the slides. When it's time to leave, Cory reluctantly says goodbye, but can't wait to play again. Cory returns home with a big smile, excitedly telling his mom about his new friend and the fun they had. His mother is delighted to see him happy again. Rover is home, but Cory still ignores him, too preoccupied with his new friend to notice Rover's attempts to get his attention. It's time for Cory to do his homework. He struggles with it, so his mom helps him. After finishing, he gets to watch his favorite TV show. At 9 o'clock, he turns off the TV, brushes his teeth, and climbs into bed. He can't sleep, thinking about Rover and how much he misses him. Eventually, he falls asleep without saying goodnight. That night, Cory dreams that he lost Rover and wakes up screaming, which also wakes Rover. Without a word, Rover climbs into bed with Cory. Cory wraps his arms around Rover and falls back to sleep, feeling comforted and secure. The next morning, Cory wakes up smiling, gets ready for school quickly, and has breakfast. His mom drives him to school and Rover comes along for the ride. Before Cory goes into school, he kisses his mom and Rover and says, "I love you." He runs to the schoolyard and starts playing with one of the kids. Both Rover and his mom are thrilled to see Cory happy. It's Friday, and Cory is excited for the weekend. He looks forward to playing with his friends and video games. Both his parents pick him up from school, along with Rover. They all go for ice cream, and then to the park, where they play together. When they get home, Cory is so tired that he wants to go to bed early. He says goodnight to his parents with a kiss and heads to his room with Rover. Cory tells Rover about his new friend, apologizes for being upset earlier, and promises that no matter how many friends he makes, Rover will always be his best friend. Rover reassures Cory that no matter how many lives he saves, Cory will always be his best friend and that he loves him. They both smile at each other and say goodnight.